Hello everybody. So a quick video today as I am on the road again. When I'm on the road, the stocks I own at least, pop. MicroStrategy is closing in on $373 as I speak. And that is because he's announced that he's bought 51,780 Bitcoin, achieving a yield of nearly 42%. Now 331 Bitcoin. Of course, that news comes only 8 days after Saylor spending what they call the August ATM. That was on November 10. They had about 27,000 Bitcoin back then for an average price of 74,000 and now an average price of 88,600. As a reference, with a current price, as I record this, of $90,400 Bitcoin, with a current price, he's already made $432 million on that purchase 8 days ago, and on the purchase of today, already $98 million. And this strategy keeps working, and this stock has been absolutely relentless. As we know, Saylor has said that he won't stop. That's my thumbnail today, right? He won't stop. And he has told us he will be buying the top forever. I'll be buying the top forever. And another way to think about it is that Bitcoin has no top as long as fiat has no bottom. Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom. And if you put something finite, like the number one, I'm putting the number one, I could put 1 Bitcoin, I could put 21 million, whatever is finite. And if you divide it with something that is infinite, then you do that fraction 1 divided by the dollar. The dollar is infinite. It grows at 15% a year, probably more in the coming years. What do you get? You get an inverse curve that has no bottom. The price of Bitcoin in dollars has no bottom as long as we don't get the printing of the currency under control, as long as the commercial banks do not create money so easily. And of course, the base money of the Fed will keep going and keep getting printed to finance the deficit. Only a fixed supply dollar could put a cap on Bitcoin. And so that's why the strategy is working so well. You are spending money that is a melting ice cube to buy this to buy this Bitcoin, to buy this money with a cap. You spend something uncapped, something unlimited to buy something that is capped. That's why Bitcoin relative to the US dollar goes up as long as the US dollar is not fixed and not stable. And this is not what we have today. And what I want to say is, yeah, they just finished tapping the August ATM. And if you read the 8K, they've just started tapping the October ATM, which was their $21 billion equity ATM that they had filed 8 days ago. So he spent 4.6 billion of that. He is way ahead. If you look at their raising target, they were not thinking about raising in 2025. This tells me that Saylor is anticipating some price action. He wants to front forward the buys ahead of the schedule that he initially had put in there. And if you go on SaylorTracker.com, let me promote that website. A great website shows you the top, and you can see he's always been buying the top, hasn't he? He's always been buying the top. What will $91,000 or $90,000, what will that look like in 26, in 27? You know, how many people are waiting until $1 million Bitcoin to buy? Saylor is buying at 90,000. He's not waiting for $1 million Bitcoin. No financial advice, of course, ever on this channel. He's ahead of schedule on the ATM. The ATM didn't even have that telegraphed. And I'm on the road. I can't make a long video today. But we've achieved, since the beginning of the year to date, almost 42% yield on the Bitcoin, which means that the volatility of this asset creates alpha for Bitcoin. The volatility for MicroStrategy, the volatility of Bitcoin creates alpha in the form of issuing common equity now. Until now, the convertible debt that he's issued has also created a lot of alpha. This is what Saylor means by using volatility to create Bitcoin. Yes, had you bought Bitcoin at 1x book value, let's assume sometime last year where it was roughly trading at that, maybe 110% book value, maybe 95% book value, the money on the books, the value of the Bitcoin on the books, had you been paying 1x, your stock would have accumulated 42% additional Bitcoin in, let's call it 11 months. So in fact, that did create a yield for you. And if you can forget about the volatility, forget about the scare of this stock being volatile. I remember covering MicroStrategy back in May when it was at $100. And of course, I had covered it way below that. But I remember people were freaking out because it had dropped from $180 to $100. Well, that volatility, if you focus on the day to day, if you zoom in too much, well, that could scare you out of the asset. But if you just look at how many Bitcoin per share MicroStrategy holds, and you take advantage of that volatility to look at your shares, how many Bitcoin equivalent is there within your shares, and ignore the price. Think in Bitcoin. If you do that on face value, you buy the asset at 1x book value, and it is now acquired 1.41x that initial book value that you had. And so if the yield, what if the yield is another 20% in 2025 and another 20% in 26 and 20% in 27? What if that yield keeps improving, keeps going up? What's the fair value today? How many times book value should one pay today for the quote unquote promise, the hope of a yield on Bitcoin? Because MicroStrategy is an operating company on top of Bitcoin, just like a bank is an operating company on top of the US dollar. Banks are trading above book value, right? JP Morgan is trading at almost a 2x book value. All businesses trade at a premium to their book value. I think MicroStrategy should also trade at a premium to its book value. And of course, the Bitcoin treasury game, the volatility game, the issuing common stock to buy, taking advantage of discrepancies between the price of Bitcoin and the price of the equity. That game may not work forever if everybody starts adopting that strategy. But there are other ways to earn yield in Bitcoin, and I've covered that in my prior videos. And banking on Bitcoin, as one of the tweets that MicroStrategy was talking about, is the view that at some point past 2030, there will probably be ways to earn yield on Bitcoin by namely listing the Bitcoin on layer 2s or listing the Bitcoin on trading pools and enabling trading pairs against Bitcoin. There's many layer 2s opportunities. There's many opportunities to earn yield on Bitcoin other than Bitcoin mining, because we know that Saylor is not interested in Bitcoin mining. I'll conclude this video with a stock recommendation. If you can handle the very bad sound, I guess I shouldn't speak today because my sound, but I'm on the road. But this was a professional video. The sound is a little off. But if you can look at that video for 1 hour, you'll see towards the end of this video, Saylor talks about crypto and NFTs and digital assets and yield and trading and stocks and blockchain in a way that I've never seen him speak before. He's making it more inclusive. He was the ultimate Bitcoin maxi. He's becoming less and less of a Bitcoin maxi because he realizes that Bitcoin will be able to be used for yield. So I highly recommend this video if you want to learn about the crypto renaissance, as he calls it. And this is the first time that really Saylor discusses crypto in such a positive light. There will be ways to earn yield past 2030. Right now, this is the volatility yield. This is the playing the game of funding, of issuing at the market, ATM common stock, buying right away. This is that era. But when that era is gone and we are becoming more hyper Bitcoinized, there will be other ways to earn the yield on the Bitcoin. So that premium may be here for a long time. It may also go back to one. The market is crazy. This is not investment advice. But today is a very hopeful day for any holder of MicroStrategy, and the performance of this stock has been life-changing, even for me, because that was a big position, and right now it's pretty crazy. So anyways, please like, please subscribe. No financial advice, no investment advice, no advice whatsoever, just entertainment. Hoping you were entertained. Follow me on X. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day.